So we're actually coming out with 3 bike helmets. We've got the Holt at $50, which is, you know, just a solid, good price point helmet with a couple of upgrades from a typical $50 bicycle helmet. Rather than using a die-cut chintzy skate-style pads, we're actually using bike-style pads and different thicknesses of foam in the back, so that we've got a considerably better fit right off the bat. But for the most part, you know, it's a good, solid skate-style lid that goes out, comes right out there. Our Maze is one of our lightest snow helmets, and what we did was actually remold this in different densities to be able to do extremely well in the CPSC and the European bike tests. And then the same type of thing. We've gone to a very technical wicking fabric, fully heat-sealed liner, and we use our elastic fit system in the back. This guy right here weighs about 280 grams, and it's just a fabulous all-around urban park helmet, $80. It's pretty impressive just how well it fits, how comfortable it is. It's just a great all-around helmet. Leading up to this guy right here, the forefront helmet is, we started this project about, legitimately about 14, 16 months ago, when we discovered the Koroyd material, and we had done a bunch of impact testing on a whole slew of alternate impact materials other than EPS. Us and every other company has been playing around with alternative materials to try to develop something for what's to come standard. We settled on Koroyd after doing a whole bunch of in-house testing, and came to the conclusion that on most of the types of impacts that helmets receive, the Koroyd was averaging anywhere from 25 to 30 and even a little bit better impact absorption than EPS. It has different qualities than EPS though, so we didn't want to build an entire helmet out of this honeycomb material. And so we came up with essentially a hybrid design of Koroyd and EPS, which gives us kind of a design tool to be able to do a lot more things that you can do with EPS alone. We think this gives us a lot better tool because we have a material that's lighter. We have a material that is superior in impact absorption on most styles of hits, and the material itself breathes. So we could go to a very open, venti design, put this in an EPS space frame, if you will, and tick off a whole bunch of boxes all at once. This guy is coming out right now. We just got our first kind of passing samples, so we'll have rideable samples at Interbike that are passing the current CPSC standard, so it's legal for us to let people try these things out. And they're coming in right at 295 grams. So not ridiculously road ultralight. You know, a very ultralight road helmet would be down there in the 200 gram range. But for a fully featured trail riding helmet, which was our target, and we believe, you know, that is most representative of Smith, it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 25% lighter than most of the competing product out there right now. When I say fully featured, we can kind of walk around the helm a little bit. Right off the bat, we're starting out with a removable and adjustable visor. And we're doing things a little bit differently here. This is just a simple plug in and plug out visor, and I've got a couple here that actually kind of work well, but we've got a detented up and down position. We're not trying to end up with a variable position visor. You either want it out of the way or you want it down, period. The other thing that we developed for this helmet, and this was, call it kind of a pet peeve of mine, that fit systems were kind of under-designed. There's a lot of fit systems that don't work very well with eyewear. We designed a fit system to be as, you know, a standard ratcheting wheel size, one-handed adjustment, since we believe that's really kind of the best design out there. You just don't want to mess around, tighty, you know, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. But we designed an entire cradle that is engineered to be elastic. So this little guy can stretch up and down, these arms can stretch lengthwise because of their engineered shape. We're also using a different material here rather than some of the standard plastics that are out there. We're using DuPont Hytrel, which is actually an elastomer. And it's a really rigid, really strong elastomer, but it can cycle through a bunch of cycles really well. It's a great little resin that we use for that. So the other thing that we've done on the fit system, and the fit system is called the Vapor Fit system, is we've used our hydrophobic Goggle TPU that we use in a lot of our sunglasses to, you get it wet, it's actually a little bit stickier. We use this on our sunglasses all over the place, our temple arms and nose pads, and have a lot of experience with it. So we did ribbed little contact pads in Goggle, hydrophobic Goggle. And the whole idea there, again, is you've got an elastic fit system, you've got a dial fit system. Most fit systems you can crank until you're really uncomfortable, right? You can go headache tight. And this one is no different. You can go headache tight on this if you want. But because of the elasticity and because of the rubber pads, you don't have to go tight. You know, it's a couple little turns, and these arms are going to stretch out, those pads are going to contact, the helmet's not going to move. We tried, I think we're up to about 25 different fit pad geometry designs, and ended up with a little bit unique of a fit pad design. We're using ecstatic material, which is an antimicrobial, kind of non-skank material for the fit pads. This fit pad and the Vapor Fit system, we think we're going to fit more heads. We have a lot of science to kind of prove that out, but so far we've tried a bunch of different head styles, Asian, Caucasian, different head styles, and we're fitting very nicely. And a lot of that's due to the elasticity and the head form shape itself. Out of the box, the helmet will come with a little cap here that hides a little hole in the top of the helmet. That's an aluminum nut buried in there. Available separately, we've designed a universal GoPro mount that fits on the top of the helmet, and one single little bolt here, a little adhesive patch here, and it's designed to slip back and break away, right? Your GoPro will slot directly in there. You just literally take your GoPro out of the box, slap it in there, you got your camera on there. This will come as a package. It'll have two items in it. The second item is an arm that extends forward that basically puts a handlebar-shaped tube on the front of the helmet as far forward as we could get it, and that's for light usage. So we're trying to be as universal light usage as possible. We worked with the Light and Motion guys, really good group of people, to define that as well as we could. We went to the experts on it, essentially. So that's that, and that's an orange one. Other things. Right off the bat, this is North America distribution for the first year. So it is a CPSC certified helmet. Obviously, that's mandatory. But this thing will come out of the blocks as CPSC and EN 1078, which is the European standard compliant, right out of the blocks. So all of our testing has shown that we're passing these standards nice and easily. So we can't supply eyewear storage like any other helmet does, because our vents are actually impact material, which is a very cool thing. It's very safe. But what we did is, find the next best thing. But we've got temple arms built in to our little carbon strut right there, and it actually holds it nice and securely there. Okay. The other thing we did was design the helmet so that we would have an outboard position of the straps. We're trying to get the straps slightly away from the face. We still have to triangulate correctly on the helmet. It still has to pass roll-off test and has to be stable on the head, but we tried to get that out and away from the helmet. We don't want people to have the option of putting their glasses over the straps. It's not an option with this helmet. These straps are sitting too far out. It'll be really silly looking if you try to put them over the straps, and it'll be difficult. You can do it, but it'll be more difficult. We're trying to encourage people, because if you put your sunglasses on under the helmet, we designed our arms so that there's no temple contact with most eyewear, most of our eyewear anyway. So you can literally put your sunglasses on or off without touching the helmet. And if you have your sunglasses on and you want to take your helmet off, you can, and your sunglasses don't go flying. You know, our goal with this helmet was to take every metric of the helmet and either match or beat the best in class on it. And that's down to every little detail. We also designed our own cam lock strap divider. You see it's just a Smith branded strap divider. Okay. And this is, again, that's the type of why the project took so long. Every single one of these components, we had to do best-in-class study of everything that was out there, a performance study of everything that was out there, and try to match it. You'll note that this strap divider is a little flat. It's actually a little wider than most of the cam lock strap dividers that are out there, and that's to minimize twist, which is one of my pet peeves. Hate it. Couple other things that, just so you guys kind of understand, we've done a few interesting things. You can see that there's no Koroyd in these 3 front vents here, but you can also see that if you look through those front vents, you can see the fit pads behind them, and that's intentional. Air can come through those vents and come in, but usually with these types of vents, they end up being what I like to call a cave, basically just a dead end, right? There's no potential for any kind of flow there. So what we're trying to do is when your fit pad fills up with sweat, where's it going to go? Right into your glasses, and that's one of our pet peeves. So we're trying to ameliorate that issue a little bit. We don't know really how much airflow is going to be, but it's actually, we've done a bunch of testing by just kind of hanging our fit pads out. As soon as you get this thing out in the environment, your fit pads dry out a lot more quickly. So, it's another little guy there. Oh, goggle integration. Sorry, my bad. The helmet will come in the box, and I don't believe. Black one right here?
Right here?
Does it have? It doesn't have it. It doesn't have the goggle clip on it. I apologize, I can't show you this right now. But coming in the box in the helmet, we designed it. We've been designing and can be. I don't think it's a false statement to say that basically Smith kind of invented goggle helmet integration in the snow industry. I think that's a reasonably accurate statement, or we were the ones that kind of did it first, then everybody else jumped on board. This helmet is fully goggle compatible right off of the block, and it uses our AirVac system. So these little vents right here and this channel are designed to kind of line up with our moto goggles so that the goggle can breathe more effectively. Basically, goggles are just little terrariums that just produce hot, moist air that fogs goggles. So as long as you open the top of that goggle up and allow some airflow out of there, that goggle is going to perform a whole lot better. By doing that, you can actually kind of bring this brim area down right on the goggle, get a good, clean, cosmetic fit, and something that's really stable. What we're delivering in the box on this helmet is a little clip-on and adhesive 2-part goggle strap retainer. So we're delivering a goggle strap retainer. That'll be an elastic retainer like this, and we're fully designed for goggles in the front of the helmet as well.
Put them on.
I wonder if I can wear this one.
And the 290 is without the GoPro attachment.
220.
The 220?
Yeah.
220, right. The goggle strap attachment will come in the box. That's included. The GoPro and...
With the weight.
Oh, the weight. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, the weight is without the goggle strap retainer. Though the thing is, it's teeny. It weighs like 10 grams. There we go. It's admittedly dorky looking the first time you try it, but I have to tell you.
I went snow biking with your Recons.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Really?
Yeah, it was awesome, actually. It was awesome.
I remember that.
Just try it once. To get to the top of a climb, take a pair of goggles out of your pack, and try descending with it. I guarantee you will be nicely surprised. It's a really cool experience.
Until you climb with them on.
Yeah.
It gets real hot.
climbing with
When
them.
you put them on your backpack.
You know, we're definitely going to have the best integration of goggle and helmet in the bike industry. I mean, I don't have too many questions about that, but climbing with them in 80-degree heat is probably not going to be my thing. So, anything you guys want to add?
I think that covered it for the most part.
Yeah.